All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fans Discussions. We're going to be going over The Rock's top 10 matches. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, man. Let's get into it, man. This is another guy that we had probably a hard time
Hmm.
picking out 10 matches for to be in a top 10 for The Rock. I mean, this is a guy that, despite a short career, about
Yeah,
7 years, had a lot of good
hmm
matches. So let's just go ahead and kick it off at number 10, The Rock versus Mankind. The no disqualification match for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw, January 4th,
Yeah,
1999.
this is a big deal.
This was huge. This was the night, and correct me if I'm
Mhm.
wrong. This is the night that Shivani said,
Finger Paul Goodum also.
"Yes, oh God, don't." I wanted to block that out, but this was the night that he said, "Oh yeah, by the way, Mick Foley wins their world title. That's going to really put some butts in the seats."
Hmm.
And Foley, on an interview, had said, "I thought that kind of ruined it for me." No, the amount of people that turned over go, "Oh shit, I want to see
Yeah, because
this."
it wasn't live. Yeah, I knew he because I had already read it that he was going to win, but I still
Just
watched it.
just the just the
It's a big deal.
reaction,
Yeah, yeah.
the pop that the fans got because DX was
Hmm.
down there, Stone Cold Steve Austin came down,
Yeah.
and I mean this was just huge. And when they counted to three, and this is the one time that Helmsley is actually happy for Foley,
Right, right.
um, the pop from this crowd is
It's
the
crazy.
loudest
Yeah, it
I've
was
ever
crazy. Yeah.
heard on a Monday
Hmm.
Night Raw.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony Schiavone, for telling me. Oh yeah, okay, let me go over and watch
Yeah, it was
them
a shocker
instead.
too.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. Because this was the whole thing. Like, what were they doing between Survivor Series and WrestleMania?
Right.
We talked about a Rock being a three-time champion in that short period of
Hmm.
time because the title was bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, that was the beginning, I think, of that stuff,
The
passing the
short
belt.
title reigns,
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately. I mean, they don't have to be too long, but just
Right, right.
moderate enough. But 3 times in like 6 months was a little
Yeah, that was a
ridiculous.
little raw. Yeah.
But despite the fact that The Rock came up on a losing end of this was a big deal,
Hmm.
big huge storyline because you don't know where WrestleMania is going because you got Foley, you got Rock, you got Austin. I mean, this is just it's chaos in a good thing.
Hmm.
And like I said, thank you Tony Schiavone for letting us know about that match. At number 9, it was The Rock versus Kurt Angle, No Way Out 2001 for the WWE Championship. As a fan at this point, you kind of knew, all right, Austin wins the Rumble. There's no way in hell we're going to see
Right,
Austin Angle at
right,
WrestleMania.
right, right, right.
So everybody kind of knows that out of the blue, all of a sudden, sorry, Kurt, you were just a placeholder at this moment. The Rock's going to take over the
Hmm.
title for 1 month or a month and a half, whatever, leading to April 1st. And so the match itself was great. They've had tremendous matches with each other, good
Oh
chemistry in the
yeah.
ring between each other. This one really stood out above all else. And when The Rock winning the title, solidifying the main event at
Yep.
WrestleMania, again, the crowd went nuts. And we all knew, okay, we're getting Rock
Yep.
Austin Part 2.
Yep.
And we were going to be in for a hell of a ride, storyline wise, heading to WrestleMania. At number 8, The Rock versus Chris Jericho for the WCW Championship, No Mercy
Yep.
2001. Honestly, when they booked this match, I really thought that The Rock this was going to be a win for him.
Yeah. We all did. We all did. That was good
Um,
booking though, because everyone was surprised.
it was, and with Chris Jericho coming out the winner in this
Hmm.
match surprised everybody, but it also helped elevate Chris Jericho
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
what we would see a few months down the
Hmm.
road. But again, despite the fact that The Rock lost the match, again, great match between
Great
the two
match.
of
Yeah.
them. And the whole story build up where the two of them were getting on each other's nerves with their heated rivalry with each other, despite the fact that the invasion's going on,
Mm.
that they're focused on each other rather than WCW and ECW was also good. And the fact that when they were being interviewed, they would interrupt each other and do their own
Hmm.
monologues, which was great. So, and again, this is how Jericho came into the WWE, was
Right.
interrupting The Rock.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it made perfect sense to do this again. And again, shockingly, Jericho beats The Rock not once this year, but twice.
Twice. Yep.
But this match was really good. At number 7, The Rock versus Triple H for the WWE Championship at Backlash in 2000. Again, another great match that The Rock pulled out with Triple H. This is the one that he actually did win that year
Yeah.
to get the WWE
It should have been
title.
WrestleMania.
We've said it 100
Yeah.
times. It should have been one
Backlash was
on
better than
one.
WrestleMania.
It was, in
Yeah.
my opinion,
Yeah.
the main event definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just let it all out there.
Hmm.
I'm surprised they had anything left going
Right,
forward.
right. Yeah.
But this was great. The Rock got retribution for what he should have claimed at
Yeah,
WrestleMania, getting the
absolutely.
WWE title. Despite it being short lived, it was still great.
Yeah.
Huge crowd pop from the crowd. And again, yeah, should have been WrestleMania main event, but we got it at Backlash anyway. And then we'll get it again at Judgment Day and so on and so forth. But this one was really good. At number 6 for the WWE title at SummerSlam 2002, The Rock versus Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar. And despite the
Yeah.
fact that we all knew what was going to
Right.
happen,
We all knew
unfortunately,
Rock was going to Hollywood. The crowd knew. That's why they were booing
they
The
were
Rock.
booing it big time.
But the build-up was awesome.
Oh,
When
yeah.
they were showing the two of them training, the mind games with Brock like walking right past Rock and like he wasn't even there. And the
Oh,
match
yeah.
itself was a great match.
It was. Rock really took it. This was
Yeah.
the first time that Lesnar was tested, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Right.
From,
This solidified him.
from
This
his debut.
solidified him.
Yes. Do I think they did it for a little premature for him? Yes, but it worked out.
Yeah.
Some people it doesn't. Pushing him too fast was actually the right thing to do here. So, but yeah, unfortunately, everybody was booing The Rock because they knew he was leaving
He was
for
leaving.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we knew that Lesnar was going to be the champion, and even like you said, the build up to this. Remember, Brock Lesnar had one hiccup to take care of on SmackDown before SummerSlam, and that was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Where if Hogan wins, Hogan's going to SummerSlam.
He
Yeah,
ended
no, Hogan's
Hulkamania.
not going to SummerSlam.
He ended Hulkamania.
Wiped the blood on his
Yeah.
chest,
It's
which
crazy.
was great.
Yeah.
And he goes to SummerSlam and he beats The Rock for the WWE Championship. At number 5, for the undisputed title, at Vengeance 2002, the triple threat match, you had The Rock versus The Undertaker versus Kurt Angle. And this is, okay, now in 2002, there was no champion lasting more than 30
No,
days.
it was just hot potato.
But in The Rock's case, he did. He lasted, and he, winning the match, and solidifying himself, being champion at this one, what was a great match. All three of them in the match together
Mhm.
was good. I always loved when Kurt Angle was in the ring with the Undertaker, even in 2000 when
Yeah. They had good chemistry. Yeah.
yes, they did. And
The
you could
promos
never-
too. The one.
the bike, the moped, and the Harley was
so
the best.
good, so good. Yeah.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But these three on the microphone, every
Mhm.
week on SmackDown leading to this was just, can you top this?
Yep.
And the match was great. Probably one of the greatest main event title matches in 2002.
Yeah.
Take away WrestleMania, that's its own thing. As far as the monthly ones, this was one of the top ones for that year. At number 4, you can't let this one go. The Rock versus Triple H Iron Man match at Judgment Day 2000. We talked about this one on the Triple H top 10.
Yeah. Had to be on the list. Iron Man
Shawn
match.
Michaels, special guest referee.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about how they screwed it up. The time ends. They count the fall after
The Rock is down. He's rallying back.
He's down. What was it? 5-3. Comes all the way back. All of a sudden, now you got the regime in there, and then out of nowhere, here comes the Undertaker, and choke slamming.
Right after the buzzer.
Exactly. After Shawn Michaels like, oh, ring the bell.
Right, but the match was already over. It should have been a draw.
Exactly.
Well, whatever.
Unfortunately, but yeah,
Rock loses by 1.
But again, what they did at Backlash, what they did at Judgment Day, hands down. I mean, they let it all out. And I mean, in 2000, you also got to look at it like this. The Undertaker wasn't back yet. Austin's on the shelf. Your main eventers are not, okay, Kurt Angle's getting there. He's not there yet. You had Big Show, just put him on the side. You really only had Rock and Triple H carrying it at this point.
Yeah.
So for them to do what they did after WrestleMania was just amazing. At number 3, I love this match. The Rock versus Mankind I Quit match at the 1999 Royal Rumble. Oh, man.
Yeah, this was awesome, man.
And if you haven't seen Beyond the Ring, this actually they actually focus on this match where you see the kind of behind the scenes where his kids, Dewey and his daughter, really Noel, really thought like my daddy's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Type thing. I mean, Mankind. He told him, "Hit me with that chair. I don't care. Just do it." And he was bloodied. He was battered. He was a mess. You know, The Rock. You know, wearing the shirt. You know, not coming out in the full attire.
Right.
But when he put the microphone to Mankind, you hear the auto thing.
Right. The audio. Yeah. Meanwhile,
I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, it was such a heel move, man. It was such a heel move. It was great stuff.
I'm like, that's a dickish move, but all right, that's a heel move on The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So The Rock wins the match, wins the championship.
Before we get to number one, I forgot to mention as an honorable mention that the Super Bowl halftime.
I loved it. Halftime.
Yeah.
The whole empty arena. He's falling down the stairs.
Rocking, Mankind. Yeah. That was fun.
I loved it. That was awesome. Yeah. Those two pulled it out in an empty arena.
Great feud, yeah.
Exactly. You got to wonder what was better, the feud or them teaming. I think
Rock and Sock, yeah, the feud, but Rock and Sock was fun too. But the feud, yeah, I agree.
The feud definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, at number one and number two, a lot of people can make a debate about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you disagree with it, comment, tell us what your number one out of the two is. I kind of agree with the way this went. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17 at number two. And again, like we just talked about with The Rock and Angle at No Way Out, the build-up between these two second time around was great.
Babyface versus babyface now.
The spin at the end that sucked, that I hated, that kept me up all night.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe they went that way.
Damn it, Austin! Damn it!
I just stayed up all night going, why, Austin? Why? It just I didn't feel right. But the storyline leading up to this and the match itself, I kind of had a feeling something was going to happen when they said no disqualification match. I'm like, wait a minute.
You had to figure, somebody's
going to intervene.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this whole Rock Austin feud was just great. The build up, the match itself. Austin beats him again, second time at WrestleMania, unfortunately, but still they laid it all out there. And at number one, at WrestleMania 18, which should be the main event at WrestleMania 18, mind you.
We've said this. We discussed this.
I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million times more. Yes, the title match, in my opinion, the WWE title should always be the main event at WrestleMania. Right. This is the exception on this night, Rock and Hogan.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking about a match we never thought we'd ever see.
No.
Even when WCW fell and, Hogan wasn't there with half the guys weren't there. I still didn't think I was going to ever see this match. And then when the NWO came back at No Way Out,
we thought it would be Austin. We thought it would be Austin, if anything, when the NWO came back.
That's where they were supposed to go, but it didn't.
But it worked out. But it worked out because they went into the promos between the two of them. I mean, we've talked about this.
It got a little crazy with the semi hitting the ambulance.
We try to kill him.
All that.
They still cheer for Hogan, but yeah.
Yes. The original promo, when Hogan's like, I got to do this on my own. I got to go out to the ring. I got to talk to these people. And then The Rock comes out, and then there's that whole main event WrestleMania after WrestleMania. Yep. How about main event one more with The Rock? And I just went.
Right, yeah. And then when they did the promotional package, cutting the video together, Hulk Hogan, oh man. When he rock bottomed him, not as much as you are, brother.
Yes, it was awesome.
And then before the match, when Hogan tells the NWO to stand down, that he has to do it by himself. I mean, come on, man.
Then I kind of thought, I'm like, wait a minute, I wasn't. I was
it was kind of a babyface thing to do, but
exactly.
But it worked. But it still worked. But they didn't know that they were gonna have to turn Hogan babyface, because in the middle of that, not even in the middle, the beginning of the match, the crowd went to Hogan's side, which nobody saw, even us. But the thing is, we weren't there, and we were rooting for Hogan. I was a Rock fan,
especially when he kicked out and he hulked up.
Yeah, we all went
nuts.
The crowd makes that match, though.
Yes,
the crowd makes that match.
100%.
Even though they did great stuff, but credit to Hogan for playing then into the crowd and babyface, and for The Rock recognizing that and said, okay, I have to play heel now, and it worked out. Tremendous match. Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter a win or a loss. If you can produce
Yeah.
a great match, a great storyline leading up to it, it's going to elevate you
Yeah.
regardless of the win or loss.
Exactly. I'll give you an example, not to get sidetracked. Brett losing to the British Bulldog in Wembley Stadium elevated Brett. It didn't really do anything for Davy Boy.
Just it elevated Bulldog to because it was the hometown fans.
Right, but
you
it
do
elevated
this match in the States, you're not getting as big a pop as you do in Wembley.
Brett loses and he goes on to get the title,
Exactly.
Really
so it actually
but,
elevated. He passed the mid card title torch to him.
Right.
You could say Hogan passed the torch to The Rock, even though The Rock already had it a few years prior.
That's the thing about this. I don't want to get too side. Well, we're at the end of the episode anyway. Might as well just go over it. That whole thing, I'm like, The Rock's been the man for years, and not only that, you and I knew Rock was going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So what torch is there to be passed? Wrestling's past, wrestling's future. I'm like, we know The Rock's got one foot out the door, but anyway, whatever. For storytelling purposes,
yeah, Rock's got like 5 months, 3 months left, or whatever the case is.
We knew he was Scorpion King. He had already done the Mummy Returns, right?
Yeah,
we knew. But anyway, either way.
I said this before. I also thought The Rock was going to turn on Hogan that night and the night after,
right? But
because when he's trying to give his thing. And the fans are booing him. I'm like, uh-oh.
But
he didn't.
He did it. But this was a great match. At the end, they team up versus the NWO after the match. Rock, obviously goes over this night. But Hogan won the night in a way.
Yeah.
Because he got the crowd and
he got injured, unfortunately.
Right.
Over there holding the ribs and stuff, but
he was selling the rib injury, but no, it was great stuff. It was just
and then The Rock tearing when Hogan raised his hand on the stage, and The Rock kind of had a tear to his eye there. At that moment.
Because he looked up to him, and they had a history. He knew him when he was a kid. Rocky Johnson and Hogan were friends too, so no, just a great matchup. Great career for The Rock, just even though it was short. I mean, because he went on to become the biggest star in Hollywood, more or less.
Well, his career is in sporadic movement at this point.
Right.
Pretty much like once a year.
Right, but not even. But
yeah.
But just a great lesson. He had a great career.
Yeah, he did. And I can give another honorable mention match on this too. In 2000, The Rock versus Benoit.
Yeah.
Benoit.
That's right. Yeah.
He wasn't really being given a chance, and he gets put in the main event against The Rock. And they actually had a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Rock wins that match, of course, but Benoit was like given the opportunity to show what he could do in the main event of a pay-per-view, and he didn't disappoint with The Rock. And The Rock came, he did win that match, but that was also a good one too.
Absolutely. All right, that's our list. If you guys, if we missed anything, or if you just have some favorite Rock matches, moments, let us know in the comments. We appreciate it. So, like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.